Today I'm going to teach you how to make a gazpacho. You know, it's back from the old days and everybody's forgotten it, but actually it's so good for the summertime, you know, which is coming. And we all love that. We all love our spices, we all love our juice. So gazpacho is the perfect recipe for you, and it's so handy. You know, you only need a few minutes and it's done. So forget about all these boxes, prefab, make it yourself, will be so much more better. So I'm going to show you very simple how to do it. So first we with the paprika. Actually what we do is just cut this bit out, you know, it comes off very easily. Not to have too many seeds in them, so we're going to clean that, put it aside, open it up, and also get these bits out because they're actually quite bitter and we don't want that in our gazpacho. Make sure you remove all the seeds because this will give a bad taste basically to your gazpacho. So that's perfect. So I will clean this. So we need about 3 paprikas. So, and the next step will be the tomatoes. Tomatoes, which are very important, they will create your juice. To have a good balance in between the peppers and the tomatoes, you need about 9 of them. 3 peppers, 9 tomatoes. Perfect. So there's nothing fancy about that. You just cut them in full. Very easy. And add them to the peppers. Cucumbers will bring freshness to the dish, and this is actually what we need. So it's actually very simple. You just cut these bits off and then start peeling it. You need one of these for that, you know, very simple. You just peel it, get the skin off. It's all actually very easy. It's something that everybody can do. The only thing you have to mind is that when you're buying veggies for a gazpacho, you always look for the ones which are ripe. Not overripe, but ripe. Don't buy too good looking fruits and veggies for a gazpacho because it's actually a waste of, you know, waste of time. Just cut them up like that. And you can do them in half. This way they will actually suck up all the juice, all the flavor, and this is what we need. So that was typically English. We just had showers. The moment you want to do something outside, even in the southwest of France, it sometimes rains. So, you know, we had to have a small pause. And but anyway, we're back now, so we're going to go over to the spring onions, which we need for a little bit of push, a little bit of spice, a little bit of, you know, everything actually we need for having a perfect gazpacho. So it's actually very simple. We just cut off these bits. We repeat it here, you know, because all of this little baby contains so much flavor, so we don't want to spoil too much. And that's actually it. We're just going to cut it up a little bit and add it to the gazpacho. You don't have to do it too proper because basically we're going to mix it in the end. So it doesn't have to look fancy. It's just that you have the things cut up. Just to mingle them a little bit with the gazpacho. All the veggies, which will be the gazpacho after. For the next step, we're gonna create some basil oil. So basil oil, freshly made, makes all the difference, because the things you can buy in the shop, you know, they kind of arrive, but if you make it yourself, it's so much better. So what we're using actually for this quantity of gazpacho that we're gonna make, I measured up like 250 mils of a very nice olive oil. The quality is everything. Use a soft one, because if you use one which is too powerful, the taste isn't the same. So what we're gonna do is, we have the 250 milliliters of oil. Now we're gonna add some branches of basil. The basil I'm using is actually the classic one, which has the soft branches, which you can buy in a normal shop. So we add, like, for example, my preparation is to add about, you know, a quantity like this. So basically it's kind of half the plant. So what we do is, we actually add this to the oil, get it in there, and then we're gonna use one of these. So, very easy. You just start mixing, not too much, you know, it doesn't have to be beautiful. You just want to mingle, actually, the taste, all the flavors, everything you want. It's not a beauty show, so this is already done. The only thing we're gonna add now, and that's my little secret, now I'm gonna share this with you, is to actually add a little bit of lemon. You just cut them in half, and then squeeze a little bit, just to give it that little bit more punch. Voila, that's enough. That's enough. Just mingle it a little bit. Taste it. That's just so good. It makes all the difference. It's so easy. Just pour it over all the veggies. Make sure you actually cover everything a little bit, because after a night in the fridge, all this taste, all this power actually will come out. So that's done. And now we're ready for the next step. The next step will be adding passata. Passata is like a tomato, you know, like concentrated tomatoes, but it's, you know, actually it's an Italian product. Before we couldn't find it, you know, so easily, but nowadays you'll find it anywhere. The trick is just to pour it over, you know, gently. Make sure you cover everything, because this will make the difference in the end. We need about like 700 milliliters. That will do the trick for this recipe and for this quantity of veggies. Basically what we need now is a double concentrate. This is very important because this will give a lot of punch. Normally I use for this quantity like 3 tablespoons, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Now we just mingle this a little bit, stir it a little bit, make sure you cover everything. It's going all over. Not too much, just a little bit. Squash it a little bit. So all the flavors are getting mixed. So that's about it. It's all that simple. The only thing we need to do now is seasoning. So I'm using like some real sea salt from Camargue, which is French. So I like the taste. Just pour it all over, gently. A little bit more. And then mingle it again. Just make sure you get to the bottom, so all the flavors there actually will touch the salt. So it looks kind of, you know, squashy, but in the end we will mix it and that will make the difference. And now we arrive to the key moment of the gazpacho. We're going to put this away, we're going to put it for a night in the fridge to rest. If we don't do that, then, you know, like, we won't get all the push, we won't get all the flavors, and we want that. So the key is you have to let it rest for at least one night. So that's what we're going to do now. And I'm going to take this to the fridge and I'll see you later. So actually this is one that I had done before, you know. I didn't want you to wait for the whole night. The one which is in the fridge I covered up safely so it can rest. So the only thing we have to do now is actually start mixing. And for this, of course, you know, you can use a normal blender or, you know, one of these. Thing is now to get everything poured in. See actually how it nicely breaks up during the night, which is, you know, kind of the effect of the oil, the salt, and, you know, like all the sours which are actually doing their work, and this actually gives the flavor. So we're just going to add it to the mixer, so gently, because otherwise you have stains everywhere. That's good. It's actually quite perfect. See how all the juice already is there. You know, it's nicely mingled. It's actually the effect of the passata, the sour and the salt. So up. There we go. Clean it up a little bit because we don't want to spoil all these nice things. Get everything out. Nice and easy. Voila. And here we go. Good. Add a little bit more salt. Not too much. Start again. Ta-da! Finished. So you see all these bits. This is actually all the flavor, nicely mingled, refined taste. It's perfect. So what we're going to do now is use one of these, and we're going to squash all the juice out of these veggies, because still there is some little leftovers of the structure, you know, of the veggies, and we're going to actually smoothen this all out. So you need one of these to squash it. We're going to do the whole thing, but, you know, I'm going to start with just one portion, just to show you. Spoon. And here it is. This is actually, you know, probably the hardest bit, because you have to use your muscles. But it's all done very easily. You see, the juice actually comes out like that. If you let it over, you know, to rest for one night, this is the result. And also everything comes and loosens up much more easy. And just squash it. Squash it. And look at that. You have a really nice gazpacho there. So we can, you know, automatically go over to the dressage, which is also very simple. Angle it up a little bit. See how smooth it is. Just gonna add this into the glass as an appetizer. Always have this for lunch as well, or dinner even, you know, in summertime. It's very, very healthy. All the vitamins, everything you want to go, everything you want to have. And now we just start decorating, you know, with a little bit of aneth. You can make your own thing, just add some aromatic herbs, basically whatever you can get your hands on is good, just to give it that little bit of extra push. I grow mine in my my own little garden, a little bit of marjolaine. These kind of things, you know, like they make the difference. A little bit of citronelle. It's actually, we're actually pimping up our gazpacho to another level. Here we have our coriander, which, you know, basically, why not, you know, we can kind of do something like that. Because this makes the difference. A little bit of salt. Bit, you know, to give it a little bit of, you know, depth, all that. It's like a flower garden. Get a flower out, another little tea tail, get some more flowers, like that. And now the finishing touch. I made also some crisps, which I'm gonna get now. Something I do as well, but this is something we're gonna explain to you in another show. Just, you know, this gives a little bit of crisp to the dish, makes it slightly more interesting. And you have something actually people can enjoy, also visually. And here you go. For me, this is the perfect gazpacho. So I hope you know, you will really appreciate this dish, and that from now on you will appreciate my gazpacho. You know, so I would say have a very good evening, very good night, very good day, whatever, and see you again soon. Bye. The tomatoes, which are very important because they will create your juice basically. To have a good balance between, to have about a good, you know, like balance between the peppers and the tomatoes, that gibberish. The next step would be the cube.